3 last night. I will admit it. Pacers own the fourth quarter. Stop me if you've heard that before. They win it. 116-107. Don't look now. Indiana is in control of these NBA Finals. The trend is simple. When he plays well, the Pacers win. This postseason, Haliburton averaging 20 and 10 with 7 rebounds and Pacer wins. In their 5 losses, he's been nowhere to be found. All right, so I'm here with some guys who know nothing about basketball, obviously. Having never played in the league or anything like that, what would they know? What did we think of that?
I mean, I think we all know a lot about basketball. I think I watch a lot of tape, a lot of film. I think I talk to a lot of coaches, a lot of GMs, a lot of presidents. And I think it's okay to say, Hallie, that when you play well and when you're aggressive and when you score 20 or less points, your team is 27 and 28. When you score 20 or more points, your team is now, after this win, 33 and 4. So what did you see last night that was the difference between game 1 and game 2? You saw a guy that when he got lanes to the rim, he wasn't just looking to kick the ball out and pass it. He wasn't one-dimensional. He was a multi-dimensional threat on the court. And when he is that type of threat, to do things, to win championships, to do things you're uncomfortable doing, that's a team that can win an NBA championship. That's who Hallie needs to be.
How did the Oklahoma City Thunder lose Game 3 of the NBA Finals to the Indiana Pacers? Was it nerves, pressure, or just a bad night? Today on Basketball Dribble, we're breaking down the 10 biggest mistakes the Thunder made on June 11th, 2025, and how those errors flipped the final. If you love basketball breakdowns, hit that like button and subscribe for more insight. Let's set the stage.
We all are active basketball players, my guy. I mean, like, you know that these guys need you to score. Obviously, you can facilitate the game. You can come close to winning. But when you're in the game and you're shooting shots like these floaters, attempting these tough shots, it gives you the rhythm. It gives your team the rhythm. It has everybody knowing that you're being super aggressive tonight, scoring, playing off the ball, passing the ball, whatever it needs to be done. But we need you to score the ball, and you did that tonight, right? Like, it was game 3, and it's just the world of media. Anytime, you don't play as well, but when the numbers say what they say, I can't go around that. Like, being 7-1 in the playoffs, when you score 20 points, you cannot get around that. He has to be aggressive. And listen, from jump ball, I felt like we had a total different player from game 1 and 2.
Yo, the shot attempts, he had rare shot attempts in the first 2 games. He barely, I said when I came on the air, we talked about it, I need him to look at the rim. Do you know how hard that is to say as 3 hoopers on the court? When you don't look at the rim, you are no longer a threat. You are just a passer, and that's who he made himself in the first.
The Thunder, a team known for poise and precision, suddenly looked rattled in Game 3. Even NBA TV's Charles Barkley was stunned by how Indiana's bench and defense overwhelmed OKC. And you know if Stephen A. Smith was on set, he'd be shouting, "You cannot win a finals game with that many mistakes." So let's dive in. We'll look at each mistake, why it happened, and what the Thunder need to fix if they want to bounce back. First up, inbound turnover. The Thunder committed 3 live ball turnovers on inbound plays, all stolen by TJ McConnell. These pick-6 turnovers led directly to Pacers' bucket. Steve A. Smith would call this inexcusable at the NBA level. And he'd be right. You cannot give away possessions in the finals and expect to win. But it didn't stop there. The Thunder racked up a season-high 19 turnover compared to their usual 12. That's 7 extra chances for Indiana, and the Pacers turned those into 21 points. For a team that prides itself on ball security, this was a nightmare. Mistake 3, missed defensive rebound. Mistake number 3, failing to secure key defensive rebound. With the Thunder up 4 in the 4th, Chet Holmgren let a rebound slip, and Lou Dort accidentally tipped it to Indiana's Andrew Nembhard. One play, but it shifted momentum. The Pacers out-hustled the Thunder all night, winning most loose balls and simply playing with more energy. Mistake 4, bench battle lost. Indiana's reserves outscored OKC's bench 49-18. That's a 31-point gap. TJ McConnell, Benedict Mathurin, and Obi Toppin combined for 45 off the bench, with McConnell setting a finals record for a reserve. Steve A. Smith would say, "Where was the Thunder's second unit? You need your bench to step up on the road." Without bench scoring, the starters had to do too much, and it showed in the 4th quarter. Mistake 5, struggling against pressure. The Pacers pressed Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and the Thunder Thunder guards all night, forcing rush decisions and turnovers. OKC's offense, usually smooth and efficient, looked disorganized and frantic. Steve A. Smith would be yelling, "You gotta keep your composure. You gotta execute under pressure." The Thunder didn't. They let the Pacers dictate tempo, and it led to forced shots, bad passes, and missed opportunities. Mistake 6. Poor mid-range shooting. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams, usually deadly from the mid-range, missed makeable shots in crunch time. The Thunder's offense relies on those looks, and when they don't fall, it puts even more pressure on the defense. Mistake 7. Defensive lapses. The Thunder allowed 32 points in the fourth quarter, with slow closeouts and poor rotations. One key play, SGA sagged off Aaron Nesmith, who buried a three to extend the Pacers' lead. These are the kinds of breakdowns that championship teams can't afford. Mistake 8. Ineffective rotations. When SGA sat early in the second quarter, the Thunder's lead vanished. The Pacers bench, led by McConnell, pounced on OKC's backups, turning an 8-point deficit into a 1-point lead. Coaches need to stagger minutes and keep a playmaker on the floor at all times in the final. Mistake 9. Failure to adjust. After every Pacers run, the Thunder struggled to regroup. No timely timeouts, no strategic changes. The Pacers seized control and never looked back. Steve A. Smith would say, "Where's the urgency? Where's the leadership?" Mistake 10. Fatigue and focus. The Thunder looked tired, both mentally and physically. They were slow to loose balls, late on rotations, and made uncharacteristic errors. The Pacers' relentless energy wore them down, especially in the second half. This is a painful lesson, but it's one every young contender must learn. As NBC Sports once wrote, championship teams learn from these lessons and come back better for it. What do you think was the Thunder's biggest mistake in Game 3? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you were Coach Mark Daigneault, what adjustment would you make for Game 4? In the end, the Thunder's Game 3 loss wasn't about one play. It was about a series of mistakes that added up. Turnovers, missed rebounds, bench struggles, and a lack of composure under pressure. But as history shows, great teams learn from their failures. If the Thunder want to win this series, they need to clean up the mistakes, play with energy, and trust their fundamentals. As Steve A. Smith would say, "It's not over yet, but you better believe they need to wake up." Thanks for watching Basketball Dribble. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next finals analysis. See you next time!